All right, so we're gonna see how well this goes right here. I don't know how well I'm gonna do at making this video. It is March 10th, Sunday, March 10th. We were supposed to get about 12 inches of snow yesterday, and we ended up getting about 5. I've already blown the driveway off, but you can tell that based on the eave here of the house, things are finally starting to melt. It looks like this week we're actually gonna get 3 days of rain. So that's gonna tamp all the snow down pretty good. So right now what I'm setting out to do is actually get a lot of the snow off the driveway here for the house. This is concrete part of the driveway, and then, clean up the shop a little bit and then clean up the rest of the driveway. But what I figured I would do is I would take you on a little tour and kind of show you some of the things that I've talked about throughout the winter with all of the snow that we've had. It's actually, I got to take my gloves off here. Sorry about the wiggleness of the camera. Because it's actually kind of warm out here. I want to say it's in the low 20s. It's 14 degrees this morning, and then the rest of the week we're supposed to get up almost close to 40, which kind of worries me with all of this snow on the ground. But anyway, let's take a quick tour, and we'll see everything that we have. Right now, the camera is facing southeast, so you got the shop there. And then the house is these garage doors right here face east, which is appropriate for the northwest winds that we get. Let me see if I can get out from underneath the water here. But as you can tell, here right in front of the house we have one of our biggest drifts. And you can see that it's, oh gosh, probably 4.5 feet, depending on where you want to measure it. But I figured I'd give you a little bit of a backstory. A lot of people have suggested, like, well, why don't you have tree lines and things like that? We actually do have tree lines. I'll give you a little kind of backstory about what everything looks like here. So if you look out over the front yard here, our primary wind comes from the northwest. Hopefully it's not too windy here. But given the northwest wind, the problem we have is obviously the snow piles that you see in the front yard here. What's really important is in 2011, this yard actually used to have a lot of trees in it. And up until about 2011, in July 2011, some straight line winds came through and completely obliterated the front yard. And you can see a lot of the damage on the trees, like those 3 right there up front. You can see the damage, things like that. Took out a lot of the trees in the front yard. I would say at least 80% of the trees in the front yard were taken out by that storm. They blew over. Several windows in the house had to be replaced. I think that's when they put the tin roof on the house, or the steel roof on the house. So that's the reason the yard does not have many trees in it. Now, if you look, there's a line of trees up there, the spruce trees that are next to the road. You can see that they're doing their job. Hopefully you can see that they're doing their job by holding the snow. Then we have that lilac line, that bulge there. Let me see if I can find it with my hands. So right there, that bulge, that's actually caused by the lilac line that we put in 2 years ago. That will only continue to get bigger, and that'll eventually, coupled with the 2 new tree lines that we put in up there, you will eventually not have the snow problems that we had before, and ultimately it'll get rid of this snow pile, the snow drift in front of the house. Now in the back here, and the reason I pile the snow up like this is because these piles of snow actually protect the shop. Protect mainly the front door of the shop, the garage door, unless we have a northeast wind. If we have a northeast wind, there's not much I can do about that. And I'll kind of show you down the side of the shop here. It's actually nice. This is the first time I think I've gotten out and walked around on a Saturday or Sunday in almost a month and a half. I'm sorry for the wind. I don't have a microphone, and the GoPro 7 does not have a microphone hookup that I could use. So you see how you see how the shop is set up, and how I've got that snow piled up there. Now that drift right there is actually created by the shop itself, but this drift right here that you're staring at, that I'm pointing the camera at right now, it blocks the snow from coming in front of this door right here. And ultimately, probably the biggest problem that I'm going to have, at least going into the future, is back here. All of this that I'm walking on now is driveway, or it should be driveway. So we've got the new shed. The new shed, I really like it. We haven't used it at all. Hopefully we will eventually. I mean, there's stuff in it, but we haven't done anything in it. So the big problem that we have right now is if those trees up front don't get tall pretty quick, this is the space that we wallowed out for the dogs to walk. This is not normal. We have not had this problem before. I'm not sure why we're having it this year, other than the fact that we had some winds that did some shifting around on us from that came from the southeast, and the shed created some problems and things like that. So that was certainly not something I expected, but I mean, we've got snow stacked up everywhere. If the wind was a little slower, it'd be a lot nicer. I don't know how this is going to sound, but you can see, I mean, I've got a path here carved out for the dogs. But I mean, you can see up there, I mean, that's just a pile of snow. You figure that bird feeder right there is, I think it's 6 feet. So, or maybe 5 feet. But I mean, even the top of the house has got enough snow on it that I'm a little bit more, and we're going to have to start talking about taking it off. Fortunately, I think the rain is going to help that this week. But yeah, let's see if I can get up on here. I'm not sure if I can. This might be a pretty humorous event. Nope, it can't support my weight. At least I don't think it can. If I could get up on top of it, it'd be really nice. Problem is, I don't know how to get up on top of it. There we go. All right, so now that I mean, that just shows you how compacted all this stuff is. So let's walk out here a little bit. Hopefully I don't fall through. I'm probably going to somewhere at some point, because right now, depending on where I'm at, I am anywhere from 2 to 3 feet off the ground. So you see the I don't know, pergola out there in the what is the garden? That thing is, I don't know how tall it is. I can't touch it, and I mean, it snows halfway up on top of it. So I mean, the tree line's doing its job. It's just, you know, this is just a lot of snow. Here we get on average about 42 inches of snow a year, which is not a lot. I mean, if you compare it to, ooh, there it went. Now I'm gonna get wet. All right, let me dry myself off here. All right, so now, oof, I just can't keep. Boy, I'll tell you what, can't catch a break. All right, so back to what I was talking about. Snow. So clearly this winter has been quite a bit of a challenge compared to normal winters, just because how open it is here. And a lot of people ask where we're located. Located upper Midwest, basically kind of the border right there, Minnesota, Iowa, South Dakota. So that's where we're at. That's why it's so open too. So anyway, we'll walk out to the back here. Maybe this summer, I'll take some time and we'll do a tour of the whole property. A couple people have asked for it and I've just never done it. But the blower has helped out tremendously for snow removal. I don't necessarily know if I would need a blower every single year, because honestly, until this year, I don't think, you know, I don't think we would needed a blower other than the 60-inch blower on the 1445, which I said earlier I was going to sell the 1445 blower. I have opted to keep it. My wife really likes it, so we're going to keep the 1445 blower for a while. I did sell the 46 blower that I originally bought for the 318 and X748. I sold it to pay for the, or to partially pay, very small amount, to pay for the SB 1174 blower. But just to kind of tell you, I don't think right now, if I needed to get in the trailer, I think I'd be hard pressed to get to it. So, but anyway, I think that's it that I want to tell you. I mean, you see how much snow we've got. Like I said, by no means is this the snowiest place on earth. It's simply not. But for the amount of snow we normally get, there's a lot on the ground. So, thanks for watching.